Hi, boys and girls. All right, this week we have a brand new letter, and our letter is the letter W. So big W and small w. And we are going to talk about our animal friend, Wackford Walrus. Let's learn about him. Wackford Walrus lives in a part of our world where it is cold and where big pieces of ice, bigger than your house, float in the water. Wackford likes the cold. He swims in the ocean and he climbs out onto ice floes, which are huge pieces of ice that float in the water. God made Wackford with a thick skin and a special fat called blubber to protect him from the cold. Wackford is very big. When he holds up his head, he is almost as tall as your daddy, but his body is much, much bigger. Wackford's brown skin is so full of wrinkles that he looks like his skin is too big for him. He has tiny little eyes and a big nose. When you look at his face, the first thing that you'll see are his tusks. The tusks are really two of Wackford's teeth that grew very long. Here's his tusks. 1, 2 tusks. Since these teeth are much too big for his mouth, they hang down, one on each side of his mouth. Wackford also has many whiskers. God gave Wackford 4 flippers. 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 is on the other side. We can't see it right now. So God gave him flippers instead of arms and feet, arms and legs. His flippers are very strong. Wackford can lift himself up on his front flippers, and he can walk on all 4 flippers. When he walks, he looks a little funny, but Wackford is a very good swimmer. God made him able to move very fast in the water. It's a good thing Wackford swims well because most of the food he eats is in the ocean. Wackford swims close to the bottom of the ocean and he uses his whiskers to feel for food. When he has finished eating, Wackford swims to the top of the water and climbs out on land or onto an ice floe. He hooks his tusks onto the ice and pulls himself out of the water, just as you would pull yourself up on your bed with your hands. One time, Wackford thought he hooked his tusks into the ice floe, but it was really a boat that fell into the water. Wackford quickly swam away to find a real ice floe for his afternoon nap. Wackford likes to take naps, and it's his favorite thing to do. He climbs onto the shore or onto the ice floe with many of his friends to sleep in the warm sunshine. Often, so many walruses want to sleep in the same spot that they pile on top of each other. Sometimes too many walruses pile onto the same ice floe and it tips over. Then all of the walruses fall into the water. When Wackford sleeps in the sun, his skin turns dark pink and red. But Wackford's skin is not hurt by the sun. When he gets back into the cold water, his skin will lose the red color. Wackford spends a lot of time with his herd or group of other walruses. Wackford is a bull or a father walrus. Usually all the bulls stay together and the mothers or the cows and the baby walruses stay in another group. A walrus mother takes very good care of her baby, which is called a calf. Can you think of another animal that is called a calf? You're right, it's a cow. A walrus calf will climb on his mother's back when he is scared. When he wants to, Wackford Walrus can make a lot of noise. He can bark like a dog, ruff, 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 or trumpet like an elephant. Roar. Wackford also can make a whistling or gurgling and grunting sounds. He is pretty noisy. It's pretty noisy to be around Wackford and his friends. Oh, so we learned so much about Wackford Walrus. I have a couple of questions for you. Does Wackford Walrus live where it is hot or cold? Do you remember? You're right. He lives where it is cold. Now, Wackford's tusks are really what? What are they called? You're right, they are teeth. And how does Wackford climb out of the water? He uses his tusks to hook into the ice and he'll pull himself out. And what is Wackford's favorite thing to do? You're right, he does like to take a nap. Do you like to take a nap? I like to take a nap. What happens if too many walruses all sleep on the same ice floe? You're right, it can tip over. Very good. All right. In the next lesson, we will talk about the objects that begin with the letter W, and then we will also learn how to write the letter W. Friends,